Hello.
Hello.
Is it light enough? It's getting darker already here. Is
It's
that okay?
cool. No,
Yeah.
it's cool. I love it. We have the same ponytail.
Really fun. It was so good seeing you yesterday. I had the feeling like I know you. Like your face is like I know you, and like your spirit is like I know you. So funny, right?
Likewise, Monique. It was so
Okay.
beautiful because when I saw your call lately in that group, I just felt this, oh, I want to speak with this woman. I want to bring her to the podcast. And I was going to make a friend request, and then I realized we were already friends, and I was like, where is this woman? I never saw one post in my while scrolling in my Facebook. So it was such a joyful and happy surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think I added you. I asked you to be friend with me,
Yeah,
but yeah, and then how it comes together, it's really good. And yeah, I don't know why I didn't get more. I probably saw you somewhere, and I was intrigued by you, and then I asked you. I did a friend request, so it's good to get to know each other better.
yeah, exactly. And there was something that you said in that call that got my attention because we are not. You are based in Holland and I'm based in Portugal. So
Yeah.
English is not our mother language.
No.
And I was like, oh my God, she has the same struggle that I do, that I have. Like this, like worry if I'm speaking English properly, not properly, but like, you know, using the words that I want to use, expressing how I want to express them, the vocabulary, if I'm versed enough. And that is such a bunch of illusions that,
Exactly. And that is because I love beautiful words too, they're art. And in my own language, I'm very capable of pronouncing and saying it, And then when I hear others speaking, I'm like, oh my God, I can't get it out.
me too.
And my English is so bad. And it doesn't matter because, on one hand, because it's your energy that speaks. And on the other hand, it really does. And I was just checking with Jennifer the list that she gave, and I said I really am going to practice more on my English, and yeah, to feel, because it's in the back of your mind, right? So I just want to talk and not check myself like, oh, I don't know have the words, or I don't know how to get it out. And so I'm going to work a little bit on that.
Cool, great, because we are caught up so many times in the illusion that we need to speak a certain language in certain words in order the other one to understand us and to get what we are speaking about. And it is true, and at the same time it is not, because we are speaking what the words we have available. They are the resources.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it speaks for like for itself. And I mean, it's just like with beauty. I mean, you want to everything you want to have perfect on the outside, but it's about the truth and authenticity anyway, right? So
so
yeah.
that this was this podcast was initially created from this impulse to create a podcast, and it has been so, I, I don't know which words to use, but I am loving these talks so much because it's like a moment with people that I have never seen in my life. The first moment, and the first moment always creates that initial tension, like what am I going to talk about? And I love that for that sensation. And also, it's a way for me to practice, to speak with people from around the world that obviously speak English, because I don't know how to speak another language except apart from English or Portuguese, and some words in French or Spanish. And for me, it's been like this trust and this confidence of doing them anyway if I don't know the language in that moment to speak, the words to speak.
Yeah. 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 And I think actually I've always worked without a script. I've tried it with, but then it's totally fucked up.
Exactly, because it seems robotic, you know?
Yeah, and you have to like memorize it, or and when you do it like this, it yeah, the things come out that need to come out anyway. So yeah, I like to work this, and I think it's a great idea. And I think it's a great idea. You call it a podcast, but this is actually, we are on screen. But I think that's a really good idea. And I was thinking, because I'm always better in interacting with another, you know, it makes me feel I'm happy, and I'm like, oh, I'm with you, I like that. So it's easier to talk than to sit in front of a camera and do your thing, right?
Yeah, talking to a screen.
Yeah,
I
like
did that. I did that in the first podcast. Yeah, I did that, and I did enjoy talking to a microphone. And oh, this is kind of fun. Speaking to a microphone and then listen to what I have spoke afterwards. It was kind of fun, but then I felt this pull to do these talks. And normally I never search for the background of the persons that are coming in. I don't go like to the Facebook profile to see what they are doing. I like that surprise element. But
oh nice.
I know that you are, beauty is your, like, your field.
Yeah, it finally fell into together. It finally came all together this last year. I've done a lot, and with the marketing and everything, and I was just always, people would ask me, or people that I was learning from and learning how to write also, what is the subject? And I was like, I don't know. It feels inside. Yeah, it's self-love or it's health. And the funny thing is that I'm not into human design, but I was reading a human design. I did a human design.
Reading.
And yeah, and me, I'm always all over the place. I like everything. I see beauty in everything. I see, you know, yeah, that's what I found out. But the human design said, oh, you are this and that. You are a person that is all over the place, and that is your genius. So I was like, okay, fine. Then we got that out of
Confirmation.
the way. But yeah, so I was, because I started with, well, my education was in fashion.
Mm.
Very young initially, I was brought up that way, and my grandmother was always creating beautiful clothes for me and designing. And so I didn't know what to do, and I was like, well, but I had this passion for yeah, for appearance, the way I looked. And
Mhm.
I was always vain. I don't see vanity as an as something bad anymore, you know,
A
because
negative trait.
it depends, you know, if it's not
Mm.
like you don't have a lot of conditioning or whatever, then well, that what the beauty comes down to, then it's very healthy. And so I did that, and in the end I didn't want to design, but I had a beautiful boutique here in Amsterdam. And it was really a funky boutique, like one of a kind pieces. And it was really the time before, like, all this, everything looks so the same, don't you think so? Like, even the most of the concept funky stores, they are like, they have the same concept, you know, like everything is so the same. And
I was
I
going to
always,
ask you, I was going to ask you that because that is exactly how I feel.
right, and we just lose our identity. But I had this from yeah, even when I was young, I always thought that, yeah, I sort of owned my the way I looked. Not that I think I am beautiful or whatever, but I was like, I own my style. I know what I want. I think I look pretty damn good, with what I have, and I like to dress like this. And yeah, so I had also this boutique, and there were a lot of famous people, and everybody sort of came, like there were stylists who were approaching me saying, oh, Monique, I make this jewelry. Are you interested? And I would say, well, hell yeah, that looks good, and I would put it in. And like women would make these one of a kind, these fantastic ideas, like, I don't know, vintage cardigans with cut out pieces. And
I love
so,
it.
yeah, it was so creative and artistic. And so within my blood and my bones, what I really liked, and to have the expression. And at that time, but I was very unhappy in my relationship. I had a lot of issues and things. And I moved to another
The
country
relationship with someone else or yourself?
with the father of my daughter. Yeah, I
Okay.
had a daughter. And I moved to the Caribbean. We tried to, have a fix our relationship on a beautiful island, but that doesn't work. You can
Yeah.
go anywhere.
You go anywhere, you are bringing yourself.
Then you really bump into yourself. So we split, and I was also always working out. I'm 57, but I'm working out since I'm 16 years old every day. And I also started with organic food. So I was very conscious about what I'm doing with my body. How I create what I want, and focus on on my appearance. And
Mhm.
even back in the days, it was like, if you were not really that didn't look intelligent, right? That's like the classic American thing, like this rugby guy, this good looking rugby American football guy, but
Mhm.
he's stupid or something. So
Mhm.
now we know it's not, because it's really healthy to focus on your body and, work on that. And
Yeah.
I came back to Holland, and I started already, I think, back in the Caribbean, coming back with the mind body connection, because I wanted to heal myself, because I didn't feel good. I was unhappy, and I was insecure, but I always felt that this was my thing. And like a year ago, they asked me, what is your genius? And I said, I don't know. I feel something with materials and colors and styling. And so I sort of got this stamp on me, like, okay, so you are an energetic styler, you style inside out. And then recently, not so long ago, I realized that it's way more than that, and that it is about the beauty and the essence of that for a woman, about a woman. Yeah, that it has something magical, and I get goosebumps.
Too. I'm
Yeah,
shivering.
yeah. So all together, and so I finally know now that it all came together. So I know what it's about.
Yeah, because that is a word. Beauty is just a word, but you are touching in something very deep, and
Yeah,
you are expressing something through that word, and I can feel it.
yeah,
I can feel the beauty. I can feel what you mean about beauty without even knowing what it is.
yeah. Well, I know what it is. It is really a part of our female manifestation. We are the manifestors here,
Mhm.
and it's part of our how we create. Like, okay, so when you were 14, you know, you remember you think you're beautiful, right? And you know in your heart you want to be beautiful, you think you're beautiful, and you look in the mirror and you have your girlfriends and your girls together, they are comparing, right? And you think, oh shit, no, she's way more beautiful than I am.
Yeah, I had terrible low self-esteem back
Oh
then.
really? Oh my God, yeah, you see, well, and you're so beautiful.
And now,
And
but yeah,
yeah, we all did, you know, when, because the competition is you know, and you need to go out there. But to explain it, besides that, is that we go out, right? You go out, you go to a dancing, and most of the time you want to meet a partner,
hmm,
whatever partner that is, but you want to do something. And it's about, you already, so you show up, right? You show, here I am, you are your offer,
yeah,
yourself, and you're looking around and try to attract. You're standing there, you are the flower, you sort of try to attract that that
exactly.
partner towards you, right? To, in order to concept, make a you want to create, and there's a
Exactly.
conception, because the goal is to have a baby,
Hmm.
to expand yourself, to, it's your creation.
Exactly.
Like, that's very practical, and how nature is. And then we think, okay, well, we have this baby and whatever, and then later, well, you know, you get older, and then it's not, so you don't need a baby anymore, you don't need, you have your partner or not, you know, it's whatever, it's not that important anymore. And I found out not so long ago myself that it is, because it's when you find yourself beautiful, and when you seduce yourself, you know, you're in seduction and self-fulfillment, it arouses you, it turns you on sexually. And the sexual energy is the one of creation, is the one of pleasure. And so what happens is that you are like, yeah, you feel good. Look at me. I'm going out there, what I want. You know, I want to have some good food, or I want to make a dress, or I want to talk to people, I want to connect. You want to manifest something. And that holds a key in there for us women to use, to have this pleasure to do this, because that's what it's all about.
It's so interesting how you are putting something that it's so natural to me.
Yeah.
You are just describing the fabric of in my personal life, what I do, like very easily.
Yeah.
Last weekend I was in my pajamas. I was ready to go to sleep, and I felt going outside, and I'm just like, oh, this is weird. This is the first time that I'm in my pajamas and I want to go out, but I don't care. I'm going to dress something, and I'm going downtown. I'm gonna have a glass of wine, and I'm coming back home. And I found a man that I haven't seen for 4 years or something, and we met in this bar, and we were talking, and we end up talking about clothing and appearance and all that beauty stuff. And I was telling him that I have my clothes. I almost have no branding, clothes with no brand, like a piece of clothes. And I told him, I don't need branding clothes to make myself show up or amplify my energy. I am enough.
Exactly.
But I know it in my bones because I don't have a
No,
brand clothing.
no, yeah.
And he was dressed up from head to toes with brands, like mine and Guess and all the brands. And I told him I don't need it.
No,
But if I do choose to buy something, it's because it will not is going to add something, but it's because it's part of what my energy reflects. And then I showed him like a picture that I have on my Pinterest of a coat that reflects my energy, and it's a Balmain
oh
cloth
yeah, wow,
coat,
yeah,
beautiful, like the ones that has a pointy shoulder.
wow.
I love that. That really
Yeah,
reflects
that
my
must look
energy.
good on you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love it. Can you see it? You can
Yeah, yeah,
imagine.
I see it. Yeah.
It totally reflects my energy. And I told him
Yeah,
this is the kind of clothing that reflects my energy, but I don't need to have this coat.
no,
I can wear whatever I choose because I feel sexy in the clothing
that's it.
already
Yeah, yeah,
without having the clothes.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like you don't need it. And the whole point is also like, for example, if you would like to do plastic surgery, which I had too, or whatever, and I use Botox,
Mhm.
but I don't care, what other I don't care what somebody thinks of it. It's
Mhm.
me. I like that, you know, and that's yeah, as it's always based right on you don't do it for anybody else, you do it for yourself. And if you like that, then yeah, that's what it's about.
Exactly. That's what's
Yeah,
true for you.
yeah. So it's in order. I love brands, but I also don't need them. We don't need them to, it's just that sometimes the quality is better or whatever,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's yeah, and exactly the healthiness of the sexiness is that's what it's about. That is the source and the essentialness, and that is what makes you attractive. It's never not the sexy dress. No, well, yeah, it looks good, but if you feel miserable, right, and you have this sexy dress on, that's not attractive.
Yeah.
And if it is attractive to somebody, then probably this person has also, doesn't feel good either, or doesn't care about you or whatever. So it has nothing to do.
Yeah, there was a time in my life that I would be using specific clothing to attract men, obviously. I think we all women do that.
Yeah,
But inside I was feeling so hollow and so shallow
yeah,
that even if I attracted some men to my life, he would come into my life by that persona, by that mask that I
yeah,
was using to attract him.
yeah,
So it was never like truth, you know. But after that, then I start doing this inner work, and I start feeling really good about myself. And it's so interesting when I look back into those years when I didn't like myself, when I didn't like looking at the mirror, when
yeah,
I had low self-esteem, and now I just look at the mirror and just like, man, I love the woman that I am. I just
yeah,
love who I am I becoming every day. It's like I don't feel I'm getting old, although I'm getting a little bit old, um, in terms of appearance, of course, not in spirit. And I'm just like, this is so powerful
yeah.
when
It is.
when it's really embodied inside.
It's the healthy, right? It's so healthy. Like I am like annoyed with like I'm getting older and I see it on my skin. I don't like it. But I mean, I'm not putting my power over there. I'm
Yeah.
not giving that power. So yeah, I'm like in the morning, I'm like, oh, I always look, I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. I always in
I'm
my
getting
mind,
worse every day.
oh, it's me. Yeah, okay. But I know that when I walk outside and there are younger neighbors and whatever, they're always like, hey, Monique. And I'm like, I know, because I feel good and I feel sexy and I feel good. And, it's not that I do it for that, but it's like I feel. And
Yeah,
yeah, energy speaks for,
volumes.
for its own. Yeah. And I know, like what you said, when I had my boutique and I had the high brands and I had everything. I had the very good life. And I was just so miserable, and I was young and beautiful. And now I'm older and I'm like, woohoo! It's way more fun to
So funny how we just work on or work, or we tend to be not be, but for example, when we were young, we didn't have any esteem at all. We were feeling miserable, but then we have all the beauty. We were young and blah blah blah, and now we are getting more mature with the mature skin, and we are feeling so much fulfilled,
yeah.
whole inside.
Yeah, and what I also experienced, sorry, and what I was talking about with Tatiana is that this that to activate, to continue to focus on this beauty inside of us, being occupied with it, and
First,
nurturing this is bringing it on. It lets us unfold things in life, um, because we need to stay focused on that, because the more we do that, the healthier we live. And it's also helps women, I noticed, in creation, in manifesting what we want. Like I said, this sexual energy, we know both that, I think right, that anyway, that helps with manifesting what we want,
yeah,
right? But when we activate and we nurture this, then it moves us to where we want to go. And not only that, it activates the cells in your body, and the cells in your body have a conscious intelligence of their own. And if we are happy and we are sexy, then they feel happy and sexy, and they're like, woohoo, and so you can actually, I'm working on this right now, but you can focus and direct your energy to improve your skin, to improve, whatever you want, your eyes. It is possible,
yeah,
because yeah, like I'm working out, and I had one moment, I don't know, but it was like, oh well, I'm just getting older, I'm not that, I just don't get out of my bed and I do flip
yeah.
overs
Flip
Cirque
flop.
du Soleil anymore. Like, and then I said to myself, that's bullshit. Yes, you can. And I picked myself up, and I changed my food, and I focused and decided to put my intention to it. And I feel very dynamic again. Dynamic is the word, right?
Mhm.
So there's more in there, I discovered, than what I thought in the beginning, not only for healthy, but it has to do with the creation and a lot of things that it just, it serves us um, to to straight to our spirit, our soul, whatever it is, right?
Yeah, like, and those elements are different from person to person. What
Yeah,
activates you is not the
yeah.
same that activates me. We
Mm,
might have some in common.
exactly. And the thing is, the fun is, my dog is snoring here. It's not like you
How
think
can
like,
I? No, I'm not listening.
you're like, but and that is the most beautiful thing, is to discover that. What is it that if I turn to this, that turns me on? what does it bring? What does it unfold? What do I want to do? And yeah, and so I found that out not so long ago, that all of a sudden these pieces all came together.
So nice. So that is the core of what you teach to women?
Yeah, because, well, a lot of women, they're modeling themselves into something
Ah,
that,
already exists.
yeah, because that is the inspiration, but inspiration based on a lack. And I mean, I work with women and I love that. They're not even conscious. They're conscious. They're such an innocence. They have no clue. So, and they are also busy with appearance, and they want to do good and be good. And so they sort of copy to fit into something, into that box,
Yeah.
which would never make them happy, because you have to see about yourself.
I'm always doing the opposite.
Yeah.
I see myself like if I see someone with a dress that I was going to buy, I'm just like, I'm not gonna buy it.
Oh my God, I love that. I have the same thing. What was the other day that oh yeah, there's everybody, I create images. I love that. Now everybody's on Mid-Journey. Have you seen that? Mid-Journey, the artificial intelligence.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Someone said,
beautiful. It's beautiful, but it looks all the same. And I'm like, okay, well, there we go. I don't want to do it anymore, because yeah,
everybody's doing it.
everybody's doing it, and it's fantastic. It's really, yeah, it's really beautiful. But most of it looks very much the same, but yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I think like that drive, I don't know. As far as I remember, I've always had this drive.
Yeah, not with the mainstream, right?
I I tend to copy and emulate some things, but when it's about clothing, it's like, fuck no. I'm not gonna. I prefer wearing like not shit clothes, but things that are not you cannot find easily outside or
Yeah,
not in stores.
yeah,
And sometimes that I don't really love, than wearing a piece of clothes that every woman is dressed
yeah,
with.
because they sort of want to have recognition, they want to recognize, they're looking for something. So they think if they see this goddess, with a feather, dancing goddess. I have nothing against goddesses dancing.
Yeah, exactly.
But and so that, oh, I'm a goddess, like, I don't know. And then this other person is really sportive, and they say, oh, I become this sportive person. And I noticed that in my boutique, that I was like, wow, you don't know what color suits you, or what is it you like? No, what's in fashion. There were people follow what's in fashion, and yeah, then I would have like this woman with breast implants, and she wanted this like cute dress, but it was not really, I mean, I don't care, but she wanted it because it was in fashion, and she had the money for it. It was a piece from Marc Jacobs or something. And I was like, seriously, are you going to wear this? Because it doesn't really look good, and that doesn't even matter. But do you feel good? Do you don't care? Are you crashing it? Are you like, but just
Yeah.
because you want to look a certain way? I am really surprised with the poverty of women not knowing that, not owning their style. That is poverty to me, right?
Yeah. The, and on the other hand, well, you can create your own look
Yeah.
by using piece of clothing and that are in the market that every woman uses, wears, because there isn't, well, there is a lot of choice, but there isn't much choice because they are the same shops.
Yeah.
Like I went shopping last month with my son, and I was going to buy a coat, and I did bought a coat, but I wanted to buy something for me, and I ended up not buying anything because I didn't like anything that I saw.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not going to buy a piece of clothing just for the sake of buying a piece of clothing and put it on my wardrobe, because that is not what I want.
Yeah.
So I end up buying a mattress. I was just like, oh, so funny. I keep shopping, but instead of buying clothes, I'm buying a mattress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. So you can, well, you can put it on your skin too. Well, I had the
You know
same.
what? It was such a nice, such a great
Yeah. There's a
shop.
lot. Yeah, there's a lot. Like I used to be more extravagant, when I was younger. But there were also uh, more interesting brands, and everything really looks the same, sort of. And I also had like I didn't think even like I really needed winter shoes, and I just couldn't find anything, and I love to shop. I mean, you can wake me up it's the only thing you can wake me up for in the middle of the night, and a good massage. But I'm like, so, but I also was like, it's all the same. And I really love these days, because I think I have a good taste. So I can find it cheaper, and it's so much fun for me to find something that I think, okay, well, that still looks really good, but then it's like on these net-a-porter and it's 3,000 euros, and I'll I'll find it for somewhere else for 50, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, and it also feels good, and it feels like fun, instead of like, even people are throwing brands. Look, I've got this Dior, or I've got this Chanel, or I've got this. It doesn't make me any hot or cold.
Me neither. It's like even some piece of clothing from those brands are not even appealing to me, just because they have a brand like Dior or Chanel tagged on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't mean anything for me. And
No.
if someone is wearing something like that, it's just like, okay, it's a piece of clothing.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can, the tendency, the trend is really what you see with influencer, and everything is all the same look, all the same pose, all the same style. And it's so funny how how a lot of women get influenced literally by it, to mold themselves into.
Become a byproduct
Yeah.
from the collective, instead being like an individual. So
Yeah. And then they wonder, that they don't feel like having sex with their partner anymore, or something. Yeah.
that's a great starting point
Yeah.
in, in their beauty.
Yeah. And I realized that there's the connection is there, because you have like a lot of about sex these days, thank God. But like, okay, well, do it with your partner, tell him what you want. But when you feel good and horny yourself, you know, things are way easier. Yeah.
Don't need to talk. Words are
No.
useless and unnecessary.
Yeah. So yeah, I think there's still a lot of work to do. And like I said, to spend time with that. I think we're spending way too much time outside of ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
and to see, everything is here, and yeah, explore the riches of that.
Yeah, it's like sometimes I see myself as being on this game where I am like this doll, and I don't know, there it seems like the Sims games. I don't know. It's a game that some kids play, and it's like, yeah, today it's a new day, so what am I gonna wear? What am I gonna do? But normally it's like I choose something not because I will feel something about dressing that piece of clothing. Sometimes it's more for practical reasons, and I always feel good in my clothes. And sometimes when I go out, uh, even my friends, women friends, they always say, "Oh my God, you look so beautiful and well dressed," and I'm just like, this is just a very old piece of clothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, I know what they are referring to is to the energy,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
And you should.
I can
Yeah.
wear whatever I like, and I will have the same impact. I will
Yeah,
create
for sure. Yeah. And you are really, really beautiful, stunning, beautiful, I think. Yeah.
Monique.
Yeah. But it was also, remember, like, yeah, it's the play. And I think that that is a word that I heard a lot this last year, and I'm starting to get more into it. Remember when you were a kid and you loved to dress up, to move in, to see, like, oh, I'm a pirate or I'm a princess, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what children do. See how that feels. How does that feel when you put that? Oh, I'm a princess. Yeah, that feels different. And that sounds really silly, or but I really I put something on, and it makes me feel a certain way. I wear fragrance every day. um and like if I go on Zoom on here with you or whatever, I want to feel good about myself, not for anybody else, but I think it does. I think, and that's what I mean with activated. I think not all the time, because sometimes I also, of course, don't do it.
Yeah, of course. This is not.
Yeah, but it is more essential to, it has this play kind of thing, like, okay, I'm gonna put this on, and I'm like, it does change the energy, and it does do something with you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. And I've talked to some women, and always when we have this the activation, when I didn't have a lot of clients yet, but when with the couple that I had, and I know from before, or even I activate my neighbor, I activate everybody who come to
Yeah.
me, and I'll activate you. But I remember also back in the days that with the boutique and talking about it, you activate me and I activate you, so it always has an effect, right? It always does something. And I always see these women, after we talk about this, that something happens. I
Shift.
don't know. Yeah. It's like, it's like energy work. It's like this energy has a consciousness, it does something. And it always did. And it's creative. So I see it also as a form of art and creation.
It was always there, right in front of you, and you couldn't see it, and now you are seeing it.
Yeah, because what we talked about with the marketing, right? I didn't see
Yeah.
anything anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as in before, I was thinking back, like, how did I use my magic? What did I do? Because I remember that um, I I have this thing for trends, and so I knew the brands I chose that were not in Holland yet, or I was seeing things, or when I work with people, probably you do too. Things come up. I see colors. I get this hint, this thing intuitively, and I found things, and that's how I created my boutique. And yeah, the always magic was happening, and I was making money until I got into the mind body connection, and I became a coach, and the rest of the world became a coach too. Come on,
Mhm.
it's my little chihuahua. She's like always.
Oh, so
And
cute.
so I I just thought, oh, and I thought about this, beauty, that it was stupid or something, like friends would ask me a while, what are you doing? And I'm like, yeah, I'm an energy and with beauty. Oh, yeah, that's nice, but and I was like, oh, yeah, no, it's nothing really important. And now I know that it is. And yeah, and I thought it was my thing only, but I know now that it is because of the sexuality also, that it is in every woman.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's this ever, it's like nature, whatever nature does, the patterns repeating, expanding, is where we source this from
Continuously.
continuously, forever. I'm getting goosebumps all the time. Forever, infinity, that's what we do. That's how existence is. And it's not only there to find a partner and have a baby. No, ma'am. It's,
To create babies and birth them and create
yeah,
again and
and then
birth
we're
them.
done. Right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Celebrate our beauty all the time. And we have this, what's her name again? I always forget her name. She's this real extravagant woman with these glasses and these colors in her house, and
I
she's
know.
actually, if you look at this, she's not really beautiful, but she's fucking beautiful. Right?
An old lady.
Yeah, I will send you
I
the,
know. I
you
know
know
what
what I
you mean.
mean?
Yeah.
And look at Kim Kardashian. I mean, yeah, she's good looking, but I don't think that she's happy, and
That,
whatever,
that's real, for example.
Yeah,
It's a byproduct from what she has been seeing from the collective. And she has,
yeah.
yeah,
And I had so many women that I work with, or that, yeah, no, I'm not so beautiful, and I can truly see the beauty in everybody.
yeah,
And it's a whole different aspect than only on the outside.
so
So
much more.
yeah,
I can see it too.
yeah. You just love somebody, you are attracted to somebody, the way that person moves. And that was Jennifer also talking about. And so, yeah, we should invest in that.
Absolutely. So nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's nice to to occupy yourself with that, you know. It's comforting, and yeah.
Yeah, because in wherever you are, you have that beauty element in your business, with your children, if you have children, with your partner, with your environment. You are there, so that the beauty is always there.
Beauty is always there.
Beauty is always there.
Yeah, and so all the yeah, if you meet other people or whatever, it's just so powerful within you. And yeah, there's of course way more to it with self-love and everything. But if you feel beautiful, you know, you just feel good.
And your creations come from that beautiful space within.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's way more easier, and to
That's real beauty.
yeah,
That's the real beauty, actually.
yeah, that's the real beauty. So yeah, it's funny how there's always these gems, these hidden gems within us that are right in front of our face, in front of our nose, and you just don't see it. So
Yeah. Even for me, I'm seeing how beautiful it is doing this talk with you, because it kind of is activating something with me, just talking with you.
yeah,
And I'm just like, oh, this was such a beautiful conversation, such a yummy and
yeah,
juicy conversation. And from this moment to my next moment, I'm gonna bring something
yeah.
the next moment.
As you fulfill my heart, you asked me, and I was so happy because yeah, it I want to share it, you know, and I yeah, there's not like, oh, it's my purpose, but yeah,
Yeah.
there is something. I love to share this with women, you know, and I love really if women are happy and take it on. And yeah, so it's really good for me too to talk to you, and that you ask me to
And
do
spread
this.
the word and spread the word,
Of course, yeah.
so the women can access to the beauty of your
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, and also that's why I wanted to talk to Tatiana, because before I had like, I don't think that anybody really understands me, but when I knew that she did, and so the moment we started the session, she was like, yeah, I know what you're talking about, and now she's offering it. So I was like, yeah, I know it's good, and I know it's true. But yeah, the funny thing is it's very abstract. It seems abstract, but it's not.
Subjective, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, see how this goes, and work with it. Oh, feet.
Can't wait to see what's blooming from that space.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
This is a lovely way to finish this podcast. I loved it so
It
much.
is. Yeah.